Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, after a short trip to Poland, President Trump has touched down in Hamburg, Germany, where the G20 summit is set to begin tomorrow. Major discussions will include climate trade, and other global issues, but the major topic remains focused on Russia. ABC's Maggie Rulli is in Washington with more.
A warm welcome for President Trump in Poland as he delivers a stern demand to their neighbors to the east.
We urge Russia to cease its destabilizing activities in Ukraine and elsewhere, and its support for hostile regimes, including Syria and Iran.
But just hours earlier, a different tone. When asked point blank if he believes Russia interfered in the U.S. election, he skirts around the answer.
I think it could very well have been Russia, but I think it could well have been other countries.
Even comparing the intelligence on Russia's hacking to the reports of weapons of mass destruction in the lead up to the Iraq War.
How everybody was 100% sure that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. And guess what? That led to one big mess. Nobody really knows. Nobody really knows for sure.
But 17 U.S. intelligence agencies have concluded that Russia meddled in the 2016 election with the hopes of giving President Trump a boost. The president will have his chance to question Russia on Friday during his first face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the G20 summit. But sources tell ABC News that he's unlikely to confront him about the hacking. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson's with the president and says the main focus of Friday's sit-down will be Russia's involvement with Syria. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
A South Florida judge rules the FBI was not improperly withholding information in its investigation into the 9/11 hijackers and their connection to a Sarasota family. A South Florida journalism organization had filed a lawsuit requesting the FBI release various files concerning the investigation. Some of the hijackers from the 9/11 attacks lived and trained to fly in Venice and were seen visiting a Sarasota Saudi Arabian family that was living in the Prastancia community. Shortly before the attacks, the family left the country. The judge also ruled that a Freedom of Information Act trial requested by attorneys was denied. Also noon today at noon, the investigation continues into what caused a deadly car crash in Englewood last weekend. 4 local men were killed when the car they were riding in reportedly ran a stop sign and smashed into an SUV. The car caught fire and all 4 men were killed. The family in the SUV only had minor injuries. Now services have been set for 2 of the victims. A memorial remembrance for 23-year-old Dustin Strong will take place at 4 p.m. Friday at Lemon Bay High School. A similar service will be held 3 p.m. on Saturday, also at Lemon Bay High, for 21-year-old Austin Hershey. Services are still being set for Keith Williams and Billy Solomon. A 69-year-old Sarasota man is behind bars after deputies say he was caught trafficking in cocaine. Joseph Balcom was arrested Monday after he was pulled over for a seatbelt violation. During the stop, sheriff's deputies found a locked safe with envelopes of cocaine inside. Marijuana and cash were also found. He's now facing charges of trafficking in cocaine and possession. A local consumer alert for recent car buyers on the Suncoast. Don't be surprised if you start receiving a very official-looking notice in the mail as you near an anniversary of purchasing your new or used vehicle. It will use words like urgent notice or final notice in big bold font. Experts say third parties are obtaining registration information from the Department of Motor Vehicles and then trying to confuse consumers into extending their warranty status.
It can be alarming when they see that they're just about at 36,000 like the letter states, and ultimately pick up the phone and call, and next thing you know, they're giving them a credit card number. You could be overbuying something that you may already have coverage for.
If you're confused, contact the dealer where you bought the car and see if you purchase an extended warranty or if you even need the warranty. Experts say these third-party companies will try to sell you an inferior warranty that will result in second-rate parts. A Siesta Key restaurant back open today after a truck smashed through its front window on July 4th. The Lobster Pot on Ocean Boulevard partially reopened just about an hour ago to customers. However, only part of that restaurant will be open as the cleanup continues. The driver of a pickup truck lost control and went straight into the front of the building. He was taken to the hospital for treatment. Police believe a medical condition may have caused the crash. Time now to get a first check on our weather this Thursday afternoon, and meteorologist John Scalzi joins us now with, pretty nice out there, warm.
Very nice, very clear skies. Big
Yeah.
beautiful moon this morning. I don't know if you were up to see that, but it was very lovely.
Yeah.
A full moon coming up on Saturday, and I brought you a present. I'm on the Suncoast View today, talking about solar eclipse viewing and such.
Yeah.
And that's at 4 o'clock, and again tomorrow at 9. And it's also, I put the stuff on my Facebook page as well, John Scalzi, ABC7. I brought you a couple of viewing glasses for
That
the
is
solar
awesome.
eclipse for you and your daughter, so you
That
can
is awesome.
watch that in
I was
safety.
going to look into these because you don't want to look, even if you're at the spot where the entire eclipse is happening. in
totality,
full,
right.
Yeah, you still have to wear something to protect your eyes.
Actually, if you're right in the totality, in that little 60 mile wide zone, at the time of total totality, when the sun is completely
Yeah.
obscured, you can take off your eye protection.
Okay.
But the state of Florida will never, ever, ever
No.
be in that zone. So you
Right.
must use some kind of eye protection or you will permanently damage your eyes. So have fun.
Thank you so much, John.
Looking at some fair weather today, we have a lot of drier air that has moved in, and that has provided us with some quiet conditions out there. The sun rose on a very calm and quiet Lakewood Ranch this morning, and across the region, it's been very pleasant. A little bit of fair weather cloudiness now building, and there's the possibility of a shower or two. Don't get me wrong, but the rain chances are going to be much less than they normally would be at this time of year, and certainly much less coverage than we saw yesterday when there were some big storms that rumbled through with lots of lightning. We have across the region sunny skies for the most part with only fair weather clouds, but the rain chance today will probably come in at about 30% or so a little later on. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few. Scott?
Okay, John, thank you. A new policy is now being enforced on Main Street at Lakewood Ranch. The rule is geared towards children and young teens. Anyone under the age of 16 has to be accompanied by an adult after 6 p.m. Main Street at Lakewood Ranch businesses say this policy has been implemented because of minors fighting and causing other problems, including being disrespectful to visitors and to those businesses on Main Street.
We have had problems on First Fridays with kids, I'm assuming under 16, with kind of vandalism and things like that. They come in our back door, flick our lights off, things like that. So I'm definitely for having some parents here to help watch.
I think that's a little extreme, maybe for 16-year-olds. I can see maybe younger, maybe under 12, maybe even under 13 years old.
Any unaccompanied visitors under the age of 16 on the property after 6 p.m. will now be asked to leave or wait with security until their parents arrive to pick them up. Security at Lakewood Ranch's Main Street will be working closely with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. The Northport City Commission will once again take up the topics of boats in driveways and the economic impact of the Atlanta Braves spring training. In April, the commission agreed to allow up to 6 vehicles on people's driveways, which included boats. That decision has some homeowner associations upset. So today the commission will ask the city manager to extend the temporary rule of enforcement. Also in today's meeting, commissioners will review a report which details the economic potential that the Braves spring training facility will have on Northport. A memo from the West Villages will also be discussed and on financial impact. The meeting begins in a little less than an hour. Well, the third time's a charm. SpaceX launching another communications satellite last night. This after having to scrub 2 previous launch attempts this week. The unmanned Falcon rocket blasted off last night from Florida's Kennedy Space Center. It successfully hoisted an Intelsat satellite that was going so high into the orbit that there wasn't enough leftover fuel to attempt a booster landing. So that first stage fell into the Atlantic Ocean, as is still the custom for all the other rocket companies. Time now to head over to the kitchen, where our guest today is Samuel Ray from Tsunami Sushi and Hibachi Grill in downtown Sarasota. Samuel, great to have you back in our kitchen again. What's on the menu for today?
Well, thank you, Scott. It's a great day to be back. Today we're doing one of my favorite lunches, salmon meatballs.
All right, Samuel, we'll be right back with you in a little bit. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Amazon Fire TV, your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on the streaming device and download the free ABC7 channel app. Or if you don't have an Amazon Fire TV, you can get one at Amazon.com.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Beautiful shot sent in to us of yesterday's thunderstorm activity by Randy Blast. Appreciate that. Lots of lightning associated with the storms that moved across the region yesterday, and some of them produced plentiful amounts of rainfall as well. I just love that shot as it illuminates the cumulonimbus clouds and really sets the stage for what was a very active evening. I don't think we'll see quite that much activity around this afternoon. Oh, by the way, I have some information on lightning strikes and who's the most likely victim for a likely strike. My answer may surprise you. On my Facebook page, John Scalzi, ABC 7, you may want to check that out. We have across the region currently some pretty quiet conditions out there. It's looking like daytime high temperatures are going to top out warm in the low 90s, and Titan radar really not picking up much in the way of any kind of radar echoes across the region currently. It's going to be a very, I think, isolated shower kind of situation as we head into the afternoon today. Water vapor imagery would show some drier air moving in across the region, but we're having a little data problem here and it's not showing up. Drier air is in place, and eventually that drier air is going to be replaced by more humid conditions across the region. That will cause our chances of rainfall to go up as we head into the weekend, but for today, expect only about a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Tomorrow, moist air will start to arrive, and that will cause our rain chances to go up a little bit. Then as we head into the weekend, we'll look for about that 50% chance of showers. That'll carry us into next work week. Scott?
Hey, John, thank you. New this afternoon, a parenting alert stemming from a trending article in the Washington Post. Could teens really be snorting chocolate? And what are the health risks involved? ABC's TJ Holmes looks into it.
Chocolate, a new chocolate-based product, Coco Loco, is a powder that users can snort.
It's basically crazy chocolate because it's chocolate mixed with other things that creates a crazy effect.
The product is actually a blend, cacao powder mixed with other ingredients that are often found in energy drinks. The makers claim Coco Loco can produce an elevated mood and a state of euphoria similar to the feeling of ecstasy, and can give you a steady rush of energy and motivation that's great for partygoers to dance the night away without a crash.
Anybody that just wants to party and dance and have a little extra energy, that's mostly our market.
The chocolate snorting craze first showed up in European nightclubs last year, but Nick Anderson, founder of Orlando-based Legal Lean, is now hoping to bring it to the forefront of the U.S. party scene.
I didn't consult with any medical professionals. I basically just saw what Europe was going on with Europe. There was no health issues. It's been out 2-3 years. Everybody seems fine. It's very popular. There's really no negative publicity, so I felt we're good to go.
But many are now wondering, is it safe? Well, nobody really knows. The FDA isn't even sure if it falls under its jurisdiction yet. Telling ABC News, the FDA will need to evaluate the product labeling, marketing information, and/or any other information pertaining to the product's intended use.
That's TJ Holmes reporting. Well, cycling is a great way to get a workout in, burn some major calories, but there's always the risk of injury. When doctors at the Cleveland Clinic say offering some tips to avoid getting hurt while you're out for a ride, and that's first, practice proper technique. Make the ride a little easier by shifting down to a lower gear. Using a gear that's too high can hurt your knees. Also, make sure your bike seat is set for the right height, and don't overwork yourself. Whether you're an elite athlete or just a weekend warrior, proper conditioning is essential to avoid injury. It's been said that if you surround yourself with good people, that good things will happen to you, but can the same be said for exercise? Well, according to the Cleveland Clinic study, those who surround themselves with active people are more likely to be active themselves. Researchers looked at more than 1 million people who used fitness trackers and then shared their activity with friends over a social network. They found that for every 10 minutes a person's friends ran, that person would run an extra 3 minutes. Doctors say working out in groups is a great way to stay motivated and help others cope through a less than perfect journey of fitness.
You want people who are trying, failing a little bit, coming back, and doing better. Those are the most inspiring people you can be around, and they help you do what you want to do.
Also, having the opportunity to see what our friends are up to can be a real motivator. But doctors say the same goes for bad habits. If you're trying to lose weight, hanging around someone who is not motivated to get moving is not going to help you get moving either. Good advice. And we'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think it up.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com. TampaBayRays.com.
The Tampa Bay Rays bullpen once again blowing a lead and costing the Rays a potential sweep at Wrigley Field. The Rays were holding a 3-0 lead in the 6th inning when the Rays bullpen was called and then gave up a 3-run homer to Chicago's John Jay. That tied the game at 3-all. The Cubs have put 4 more runs on the scoreboard in the afternoon, exploiting what has been a glaring weakness all season long. That's a bullpen that's unable to close out games. The Cubs win this one 7-3 to split the 2-game series with Chicago. The Rays are back home at Tropicana Field tonight in a very big series against the Boston Red Sox. A warm, sunny day at Wimbledon. Novak Djokovic has already advanced to 3rd round for the 9th consecutive year with a straight set win today. The match was longer than Djokovic's first-round victory against Martin Kleisen, who retired early in the 2nd set. Also playing today, 7-time Wimbledon champ Roger Federer and top-ranked Angelique Kerber. And we'll have more news right after this. Stay with us.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
We have some breaking news to share with you that just into our newsroom out of Bradenton. Police are currently at the scene of a shooting. This is on 6th Avenue East in Bradenton. Little information is known at this time about what happened there, but police are on the scene. As you can see, they have the area taped off with police tape, and plenty of police vehicles are there as well. No word if a suspect has been found or if anyone was hurt, but we'll have more on this story as it becomes available. Topping other news at this hour, speaking from Poland, President Trump says there will be consequences for North Korea's bad behavior. The president referring to North Korea's successful launch of its first intercontinental ballistic missile that military experts say does have the capability to reach the United States. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has the latest now from New York.
It's a threat, and we will confront it very strongly.
Stern words from President Trump condemning North Korea and promising there will be consequences.
I don't draw red lines. They are behaving in a very, very dangerous manner, and something will have to be done about it.
The president responding to North Korea's latest missile launch, now being called more powerful and sophisticated than ever before. According to military experts, the two-stage intercontinental ballistic missile could travel well over 4,000 miles, meaning it could hit Alaska and even come close to Seattle.
This is what's disturbing. This is what we believe is a miniaturized nuclear warhead. It's the last piece of the puzzle, and we know they're working hard to get it.
Experts revealing North Korea is years ahead of schedule in launching this kind of missile, prompting this emergency meeting at the United Nations on Wednesday, and the U.S. ambassador to the UN warning time is running out for a diplomatic solution.
Time is short. Action is required. The world is on notice.
President Trump is calling on all nations to come together to counter North Korea. This, as U.S. officials say, we are prepared to do whatever it takes to defend ourselves, including taking military action. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Congressman Steve Scalise is back in intensive care. The representative was the most seriously injured in last month's shooting at a congressional baseball game practice in Virginia. Scalise returning to intensive care unit at MedStar Washington Hospital Center last night. According to a statement from his office, the readmission is due to a possible infection, so he's now listed in serious condition. Since the shooting, he has undergone several surgeries and had been upgraded to fair condition. An earthquake strong enough to rouse sleeping residents more than 30 miles from its epicenter struck western Montana early this morning. This is video of a grocery store that was affected. The quake came in at 5.8 right around midnight. There were no reports, though, of any injuries. It did do a little bit of damage there.
It did. You ever been through an earthquake?
I have not. I guess I should feel lucky about that. But
I guess. I was in a very, very minor one. Actually in New York
Really?
City. Yeah. It kind of rattled the windows and such.
Right.
And I didn't realize till the next day that it was an earthquake. But if that was a very, very minor earthquake, I can only imagine what it must be like to be in one of those that shake the whole building.
You know, you think of the ground as just solid and
Right.
it's never going to move. So for it to move like that, yeah, it just blows my mind.
Pretty crazy. And how a house can shake and still not totally collapse.
Right.
I don't get it. It's pretty amazing. We have pretty amazing weather here on the Sun Coast. As the sun rose over Lakewood Ranch this morning, we had beautiful blue skies out there. It was a lovely start to the day, and with only a few fair weather clouds building now, we are looking at some really lovely conditions. Forecast calls for daytime highs today to be warm, though, with all that sunshine and really less rain than we would normally find ourselves with at this time of year. We'll probably again hit 92 to 95 degrees. 95 in inland areas, and then 92 a little bit closer to the coast. We have a few scattered showers in inland areas. Highlands County seeing a few, and also down in Lee County we're seeing a few showers. Nothing here on the Sun Coast, nothing locally. I think later in the afternoon, late in the afternoon, and maybe in the early evening, we might see a few showers start to build right along that corridor between the interstate and the water. But I don't think we're going to see as many as we saw yesterday, and probably not quite as strong as we saw yesterday. Lots of sunshine across the entire Sun Coast, and the nearest serious cloud cover is way out in the Gulf waters. Now we'll see these fair weather clouds build, and only about 20% of them to 30% of them will pop up any kind of rainfall chance. As I mentioned, daytime high is sweltering. We will look for feels-like temperatures close to the century mark once again for the third or fourth day in a row. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. An arts and crafts chain is being fined millions of dollars for illegal smuggling. The Justice Department accusing Hobby Lobby of smuggling ancient clay tablets and artifacts from Iraq. The feds say the chain illegally shipped to its stores and 2 corporate offices. The company has been acquiring a variety of historical Bibles and other artifacts since 2009. Hobby Lobby has agreed to a $3 million settlement and forfeiture of those Iraqi artifacts. Another black eye for the airline industry. United Airlines apologizing after a toddler's ticket was taken away by mistake. forcing him to sit on his mom's lap for a trip lasting more than 3 hours. ABC's Lindsay Davis has more.
Shirley Yamauchi was traveling with her 27-month-old son Taizo from Hawaii to Boston last week, paying nearly $1,000 for each ticket.
Tickets were scanned without any incident. I didn't see any difficulty or anything strange.
All of a sudden, she says, a passenger who was on the standby list arrived at the aisle with a ticket for her son's seat.
The flight attendant, when I let her know that these were my seats, and she came back and told me that the flight's full, and she shrugged, and that was the end of it.
Yamauchi says she was forced to hold her son on her lap for the 3.5-hour flight, seen in these photos crammed in the area. She says she didn't want to cause a scene, like last April when United made headlines, dragging a doctor off his flight in order to give a seat to another passenger.
I didn't want him hurt, especially. I, of course, feared my personal safety with everything I've seen with United Airlines. I didn't want to see anybody get hurt.
According to the FAA, the safest place for your child on an airplane is in a government-approved child safety restraint system or device, not on your lap. You aren't capable of holding your child securely, especially during unexpected turbulence. And according to United's own manual, only children under the age of 2 are allowed to travel on an adult's lap. On Wednesday, United issued an apology to the mother, and in a statement to ABC News, they said, "We inaccurately scanned the boarding pass of Miss Yamauchi's son. As a result, her son's seat appeared to be not checked in, and we released his seat to another customer. We are also working with our employees to prevent this from happening again."
Automaker Volvo says all of its cars launched starting in 2019 will be either electric or hybrids. The decision makes Volvo the first major auto manufacturer to discontinue its production of gas-only vehicles. The company plans to release 3 new all-electric cars by 2021. Hybrid and electric vehicles are now just a fraction of new car sales, but premium market models are building enough momentum that experts say mass market adoption will follow as the technology develops and the prices drop. The Transportation Security Administration announced it now has 5 million travelers enrolled in its PreCheck expedited screening program. PreCheck is one of several programs that aim to move travelers through security faster. PreCheck, which began in December of 2013, allows members to leave laptops and small containers of liquids in their carry-on bags, as well as leave shoes and light jackets on at checkpoints. Travelers can apply for PreCheck for $85, and it lasts for 5 years. A Florida boy is showing his appreciation to law enforcement by offering them donuts. 9-year-old Tyler Karach brought donuts to the officers at the Asheville Police Department in North Carolina yesterday. He's been receiving national attention for traveling right across the country delivering these donuts to different police stations. And his reason for it is simple.
They keep us safe, they're my best friends, and to remind them that people still care.
Well, Tyler and his family will stop at 30 police stations around the country over the next 6 weeks with some delicious donuts. Good for him. For years, kids of all ages have been having fun building with Legos, but a Florida boy with autism is now using them to build a business. 12-year-old Carlos Andrade making a name for himself, creating jewelry out of the colorful plastic bricks. Carlos, who has autism, has been making Lego jewelry for about 3 years now. His mom introduced him to the idea, hoping it would be a good outlet for him.
It showed him just a lot of what he can do and his potential, and it's opened doors for him, so that's what I love to see.
Carlos's jewelry pieces are all one of a kind. He says once he makes a design, he does not repeat it. He's very good. Back now to the kitchen. John is with our guest today, Samuel Ray from Tsunami Sushi and Hibachi Grill in Sarasota. John.
And Chef Sam, always good to have you in the kitchen, always cooking up something tasty.
We always have fun, right?
Yes, we do. From Tsunami Restaurant, fantastic stuff there. What are you doing for us today?
Today we're doing one of my favorite lunches. It's a salmon meatball. Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Kind of different.
Rice, salmon, and a little bit of egg. It's a great lunch to pack. It's a great breakfast food. It's just a ball of energy.
Sounds good. All right, let's do it.
Shall we get started?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I've got a fillet of salmon here, about 8 ounces. This is sushi grade. You don't have to use sushi grade because we are going to cook it, but all the fish at Tsunami is sushi grade. So we'll just pick that up here and then put that into some vegetable oil. Over about medium heat, we're going to do 3 minutes on each side. just seasoned lightly with salt and pepper.
So it doesn't take long?
No, no. Salmon cooks pretty quick. You just want it to be nice and opaque, but if you overcook it too much, then it gets a little dry.
Okay.
So, all right, for the sake of TV, I've got us all set here.
Okay, so this has already been cooked, the
So
3
this
minutes on each side, 6 minutes total, and then you've chopped it up?
Right. We've just shredded it, and we're going to put it with sushi rice.
I forgot to ask you, is there any seasoning that you put on the fish before you start to saute?
Just a bit of salt and pepper.
Okay.
Yep.
Simple enough.
All right, so we're going to mix that with about 2 cups of sushi rice here.
And you say sushi rice, which is, I guess, different than your long grain rice or your basmati rice or any of the other ones around?
The grain is called tsubasa, but what really makes sushi rice is the sugar and the vinegar that you put in it to sort of like make it more sticky and tacky.
Okay, so that's something you add to the existing rice.
After you cook it, yep.
So you could use most any kind of rice and just add the ingredients and it would be just fine, sushi rice.
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's right.
good to know. So you don't have to
Awesome.
run out and buy a special bag if you want to do this tonight.
No, sir. All right, so we've got the shredded salmon here over the sushi rice, and then we're going to add, this is 2 eggs fried, seasoned lightly with salt and pepper, and then just a little bit of green onion.
Just like you do in like fried rice or something like that.
Exactly. So that's going to go in there. This is Tobiko flakes. It's a Japanese seasoning. It's a dried fish seasoning.
Never heard of that. Tobiko flakes.
Yeah, it's kind of got a smoky flavor to it.
You're not going to find that, I guess, in the grocery store, right? You'll have to go to an Asian market to get that?
In the international section, you can find it.
You can?
Yeah,
Okay.
in most grocery
Say
stores.
it again, one more time.
Tobiko flakes.
Tobiko.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
All right, so we're just going to add a little bit of that in there.
Is it a strongly salty flavor or?
It's a bit salty, but it's more smoky than anything.
Really?
It's dried
Can
fish.
I try that?
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot here.
Go for it.
See what that tastes like.
What do you think?
Oh, I like that. And
Yeah?
you're right. It does have a kind of a smoky, fishy flavor.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll be great. in
All
there.
right, so then we just mix this up real nice here. The sushi rice kind of holds everything together.
So that was just look like one fillet to about 1 cup of rice, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. And probably a, what, 4 6-ounce fillet, something like that?
This is an 8-ounce fillet here for about 2 cups of sushi rice.
Okay.
All right, and now to make it the ball, the fun part, we're going to take it, and this is just, you know, a saran wrap, just, you know, your regular old.
Cellophane wrap.
And then we're going to add about 3 tablespoons here, and we'll do you one. We can do it together.
Great. Sure.
How about that?
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll make a disaster out of it.
This is going to be fun.
All right, I'm ready to go.
All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to do the 4 corners here. Because we
Do
want
what?
to
I
pick up
see.
your 4
Okay.
corners.
All right.
Then we're just going to tighten it
I
up.
see where we're going with this.
Yeah.
All right.
Twist it there so that you got a nice little perfect ball.
Okay.
Take our finished plate here.
And then release it, huh?
And then release it.
All right. And it looks like you have some other little kind of accoutrement that you're going to be adding to this thing. What is that? Sliced green onion? Is that what that is?
Very thinly sliced green onions. Then just a little garnish. Because everything should be pretty, right?
Absolutely. You
And
eat
then
with
that's
your
it.
eyes as much as anything else,
That's
right?
it, yeah.
Well, that's pretty neat. And this would be served as a main course, or you said you have it for breakfast.
I have it for breakfast. I have it for lunch. It's a great, easy, quick snack.
And do you put any kind of sauce on it or anything, or is it good to go just as
It's
is?
good to go with all that seasoning in it. You're all set.
Thank you, sir. Always on the menu at Tsunami?
This one's not on the menu. This is a special thing that we're doing.
I
today.
just brought to us. Okay,
Yeah.
well, if you want the recipe for this one, then you have to go to our website, mysuncoast.com, click on the dining button. It'll take you right to the dining page. And Sam will have the video instructions there for you as well as the shopping list. Thank you, sir, for coming in today.
My
Appreciate
pleasure,
it.
John. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
87 degrees, the air temperature, dew point coming in at 71. We have a kind of a mix of sun and clouds out there. Fair weather clouds for the most part right now, although we do have building clouds in inland areas. Southwest wind comes in at about 8 and barometer at 30, 18. 59% relative humidity. Feels a little drier out there today, and indeed it is, not only at the surface, but aloft as well, particularly aloft. 88 degrees in Wauchula, 89 in Arcadia, 88 in Myakka, Parrish at 89, Bradenton at 88, 89 degrees Lakewood Ranch and in Northport and in Punta Gorda, 90 now in Venice, Inglewood at 88, and 87 degrees at Longboat Key. Not much in the way of any kind of radar echoes across our region, but you can obviously see them beginning to close in. We have that southeast wind flow again today, and that southeast wind is picking up these showers and bringing them right across the peninsula. The kind of east coast sea breeze enhanced by a general southeasterly wind flow, pushing it across into our area, keeping our sea breeze pinned pretty close to the coastline today. Now, a lot of these showers are going to kind of dampen out as they try to make their way across the peninsula today because the air aloft is very dry, and they kind of need the flow off the Atlantic waters to support and keep them going as they move across the state. So a lot of the showery activity that we see here on the Suncoast today is going to have to be homegrown. And it's going to be a little hard to do today because of the lack of moisture aloft and at mid-levels. So we'll see a few showers build, but I don't think we'll see the terribly strong showers that we saw yesterday when we had a little bit better rain chance, better even than we had on the 4th. The drier air clearly visible as this tan colorization coming in from water vapor imagery from the Atlantic in this plume right across the center of the state. Now we do have some moisture down to the south. You can see that kind of hovering around Cuba. And in fact, it goes all the way back to Hispaniola. Some of that moisture down to the south, indicated here by my word humid and indicated by the contours that are more reddish in color, brightly colored in fact. Redder is wetter in this graphic, and the cooler colors indicate the drier air, which is over us right now. Watch as we put it into motion over the next several days. You'll see that humid air to the south kind of lift northward and help to bring us a little bit better rain chance as we head into the weekend. In fact, a rain chance more obvious summertime kind of rain shower coverage, 50% chance or so as we head into Saturday and Sunday. High pressure to our north brings us this southeasterly wind. The frontal boundary and low pressure area to the north stay there. We have no influence on our weather from that whatsoever. Everything we have is driven by the location of that high and a southeasterly wind and the amount of moisture in the air. Plus, with the sea breezes coming in from each coast, the trigger mechanism, we'll see those few showers develop today, the limiting factor being the moisture aloft. So, less rain chance, a warm afternoon consequently, and more rain by the weekend as we start to return moisture on that southeast wind. Those are your weather highlights. That'll carry you into the weekend. Watch the showers build today. There'll be a few around, no doubt about that, but there'll be fewer than we saw yesterday. And then tomorrow, I think we'll see more showers building, and they'll build further inland and then return back to the Gulf waters as we head into the evening. Saturday, I think we're right back to that same old summertime pattern of about a 50% coverage building in the late afternoon and then moving out into the Gulf waters. That southeast wind is not going to change all that much. Okay, we have a new tropical depression located about 3,000 miles away from us. This is TD4, and it is forecast to move out into the open waters of the Atlantic over the next couple of days, maintaining or slightly strengthening strength. And then after that period of time, before it ever threatens the United States, probably decaying away. But we'll keep an eye on it just to make sure that that is exactly what happens. West wind comes in at about 10, light chop for you today. And over the course of the weekend, we'll watch those rain chances begin to increase. Scott?
All right, thank you so much, John. Virgin Galactic promised Stephen Hawking, Justin Bieber, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Ashton Kutcher a ride to space. But a 2014 test flight of the company's space plane ended in tragedy. So that put that promise on hold. The spacecraft exploded during its fourth powered test flight ever, killing a co-pilot and injuring another. But now 3 years later, the company is gearing up for the first powered test flight since that accident. And if all goes to plan, the first paying customer could be on board a flight by the end of next year. Tickets will cost $250,000. Test flights are scheduled to take place this fall. Here in Florida, a new deal has been made that settles a long-debated gambling dispute. The state and the Seminole Tribe of Florida have agreed to end an ongoing lawsuit over whether the tribe can keep blackjack tables at its well-known casinos. The settlement will allow the tribe to keep blackjack, but will also guarantee that the state will continue to receive payments of $2 billion a year for its exclusivity. Under this agreement, the tribe will be allowed to keep the blackjack tables in place for another 14 years. The Venice Theater throws open its doors to welcome the very popular Summer Cabaret Festival. ABC 7's Linda Carson has more in this week's In the Spotlight.
Moon River, wider than a mile.
The Venice Theater is alive with music this summer, not like in the old days.
This theater used to close down starting about the middle of April and not really crank up again until October. That is no longer the case. This is a busy place.
Rehearsals are underway for the Summer Cabaret, opening Thursday, July 6th and running for 8 weeks.
There will be 20 different acts spread over that 2-month period.
And Eric Waters himself is the opening act.
My Huckleberry Friend.
The show that I'm doing is called My Huckleberry Friend. It's a show of music by Johnny Mercer. I started singing and performing about 25 years ago. I've been a teacher, I've been in the financial world, I've been a private banker, an investment banker, and I'm currently the Director of Development here at Venice Theater.
Edwin Watson is also performing in the festival this weekend.
Don't let the sun catch you crying when the moon goes
I was picking songs basically that I love, songs that make me happy, that I hope make other people happy.
Edwin's been a full-time performer for 9 years.
Don't let the sun catch you crying.
I used to work in corporate America, and I remember when I left, my company and I separated, and I tried to figure out what it is I wanted to do, and I remembered, oh yeah, you used to sing. So I remember I found a voice teacher, took a couple lessons, went to an audition and booked the first show that I auditioned for, which was a little shocking.
And you'll see and hear a lot from Michelle. She's the festival music director, and she's got a show of her own coming up. Annual Venice Theater Summer Cabaret Festival kicks off Thursday. It's going to start with My Huckleberry Friend. He's going to be performing Thursday and Friday at 8 p.m. and Sunday afternoon at 2. And then on Saturday and Sunday night at 8, we're going to hear Songs of My Heart. Don't miss this. It's the best show in town. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda. Still ahead on ABC 7 News at noon, a comedian is honored in his hometown for his hilarious history in the entertainment world. That story coming up.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
I am powerful beyond my wildest imagination.
I will define my future.
I will keep challenging myself to improve. Because I am a future leader of this great nation.
I will make a difference in my community.
I will not settle for simply chasing my dreams, I will achieve them.
Because I was given a chance.
An opportunity.
At Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America.
The ultimate leadership experience.
Join us. We'll build a new future together.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. Having a sweet tooth can be contagious.
But if you're an expecting mom, you could be raising the risk of your child developing allergies or asthma. The potential link tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
After today's dry weather, the rain chances go up tomorrow. We'll give you the numbers.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
ABC7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Plenty of movie news today, ranging from Comic-Con to Italy to a theater near you. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
3,236 species from the four corners of the universe live on board, pooling their knowledge and cultures.
How did the setting of Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets come to be? You can find out before the movie opens July 21st. The film's opening scene, which explains the origins of the massive multi-species space station, will play ahead of some screenings of Spider-Man: Homecoming, when that film opens this weekend. Hail to the Chief! The Venice Film Festival has selected four-time Oscar nominee Annette Bening as president of the festival's jury. Bening is just the sixth woman to head the Venice jury and the first in over a decade. The 74th Venice Film Festival opens August 30th.
This was never part of the plan.
It was part of mine. Fanboy alert! Comic-Con attendees in San Diego this month can be among the first to see Charlize Theron in Atomic Blonde, which opens in theaters July 28th. Along with rumored convention screenings of the Cold War action thriller, Theron is scheduled to attend Comic-Con, taking part in a panel appropriately titled Women Who Kick Ass. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Another Kardashian is making some headlines. Rob Kardashian had his Instagram shut down yesterday after attacking his ex-fiancée in a social media rant. In a flurry of posts, he accused fellow reality star Blac Chyna of infidelity, promiscuity, and drug use. She responded on Snapchat with her own accusations. Both were top trending topics worldwide on Twitter. A hometown honor for Kevin Hart. To celebrate his birthday, the city of Philadelphia will unveil a giant mural of the comedian near his childhood home. The festivities will also include an official resolution dubbing today Kevin Hart Day in the city. Hart has starred in 5 stand-up comedy specials and will next appear in an upcoming remake of the film Jumanji. He was recently named by Forbes as the highest paid comedian in the business right now. Actor Daniel Dae Kim has broken his silence on his sudden exit from the show Hawaii Five-0. In a Facebook post this week, Kim loosely referenced rumors of a pay equity dispute that led he and co-star Grace Park to leave the series. The two were reportedly offered salary contracts that were 10 to 15% lower than what the 2 other stars are paid. That's according to Variety. Kim said in a post that he and the network were unable to agree to terms on a new contract. It's been a rocky marriage at times for rocker Ozzy Osbourne and his wife Sharon, but they have persevered. This week, the couple is celebrating their 35th anniversary. Sharon posting a throwback picture on Instagram telling her husband, quote, "Always remember, you carry my heart in yours. It's getting older and needs protecting." 35 years. Congratulations to them, huh?
I thought they divorced. Well, that's good. I'm glad they're back together.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Hey, they took a break.
They took a little break, I guess.
yeah.
That's nice. Good. I'm glad they're all doing well.
Have a wonderful afternoon. See you at 5.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.